I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but 80% of you are making this mistake in aging. And I see it in my clinic in the last 2 weeks, so it brought this to the forefront of the conversation today. And it is, you're losing collagen at a rate that's more rapid than you're building it up. And there are many reasons for this loss of collagen, but where I see it mostly, people are chasing their Botox. Whether you're using Botox or not, you're gonna get benefit from this video because we're talking about collagen boosting. But what happens and where I see it is people come in. When you get thinning of the skin, you're going to get lines produced with almost no movement. Look here, she's hardly moving her muscles and she's getting many fine lines. The first signs of aging, not what we want to happen. Now, it's not just fine lines that you might be seeing, but it's also seeing vessels beneath the skin, because as the skin thins, you see everything. You even see brown spots more. You see crepey skin, dull skin, you lose glow. So it's much more than all about wrinkles. And of course, you get sag because tight skin lifts the face and the fat pads, and relaxed, collagen depleted sags down. So very little movement in the face, whether you're raising your forehead, you're smiling and you're getting eye lines, or you're getting lines around your mouth, lip lines, barcode lines. When you lose collagen, a tiny bit of movement, boom, you get all the lines. You see, the reason they're coming back sooner and sooner is as more and more that muscle movement comes back, even though it's working 70, maybe 60%, most times you have enough collagen that's still not creating lines in the skin. But when they are collagen depleted, boom, we're seeing the lines earlier and earlier, and learn from where they're failing, because they're thinking that the Botox is building their collagen when in fact they're crying one day when all of a sudden they realize they're collagen depleted. And unfortunately, no amount of Botox then will help them. They're really gonna have to catch up on their collagen building. But that's not what you're going to do, because in this video, I'm going to go through 5 treatments, things you can do at home. I'll do 4 that you can do at home that you have to think about, that you probably aren't thinking about now, and 1 that you can get typically in clinics around you. Number 1 reason that we're aging, of course, 90% of our aging and photo aging comes from sun and UV. So we have to stop that damage and prevent further damage. But it goes to show how important inflammation is. To that end, many of you are on skincare that's creating inflammation. Number 1, I want you to consider bakuchiol. Some people say bakuchiol, and some people call it the plant-based version of a retinol. That's because it comes from the bobchi plant, commonly found in India. It's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for hundreds of years, and in a recent 2019 study has been shown to be as effective as retinol in reversing the signs of aging and helping to build collagen. The reason this is so important is because it did it without creating inflammation. Now, in my retinol, I like a retinaldehyde. I have 3 forms of retinol, and it's timed release. That way you don't get that big hit of retin A like you would with a retinoic acid or a prescription version, and yet you still get the same effects without the inflammation. I add avocado oil. You can do this at home with your retinol. You can buffer them, you can mix them with your moisturizer, you can layer skincare. It's really important to figure out how to layer your skincare, all with the idea of reducing inflammation. That's the key. So that's the inflammation story. The second thing you want to think about is hormones and hormone balance. You can pretty much graph as hormones go down, so does collagen, and the skin gets thin. This is the all-important graph right here. In the red is your estrogen. Check it out. It peaks age 27. You heard what I said, 27. But look at your collagen in green. You see how the total correlation between estrogen and collagen, and look at your peak collagen levels are at about age 25 to 27. It gets translucent, and often people see it on the back of the hands. If nowhere else first, it's also on the body, not just the face. What do? Well, you want to pay attention to hormone balance, and you want to balance it if it's off. So the first thing to do is know, is it happening? And these can be measured quite easily. Understand hormone imbalance starts at an earlier and earlier age because the type of fat that we carry, the food supply, xenoestrogens and so on. There's also a genetic factor, so you can measure hormones. Also, there's a lot of adaptogens that people take. Let's say Tongkat Ali, you would have heard about that. I have complete videos on that. Ashwagandha, another adaptogen, I have a lot of videos on that. Think sermorelin. That's something in between the more natural, and then you get to the bioidentical hormones and testosterone. But there's lifestyle things you can do as well. I alluded to your diet. I have many videos on that, but also don't forget exercise. Exercise helps your testosterone. Testosterone thickens the skin, and this is studied, and many of you, and I want to hear when you comment below, do you see it? Now, I'm not talking about exercise where you're overstressing the body, like if you're running marathons or you're running like a gazelle 20 miles a day and you're getting sun exposure, wind exposure, pollutants, and you're overusing and abusing your body. I'm talking about weight training exercise, and I have a video on the #1 exercise for women. You're going to want to watch that. I'll link that at the end of this. The #3 theme for thickening your skin, having better skin, maintaining your fat pads is going to be the whole trend of skin or skin care is the new makeup. And what people are saying is they're adapting what we've learned from the Japanese, from Asia, from South Korea, which is treat your skin well, but treat your skin all the time. That is low inflammatory treatments, if you're going to do treatments, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but also low inflammatory skincare products. To that end, what do you want to do? I talked about the Bakuchiol and the inflammation that can help decrease, not overdoing your retinols and AHA, but more pointedly, 3 times a week, you're going to want to use a facial mask. Now you have options here, and I have videos on these. #1, DIY masks are great. They're inexpensive, you can make them at home, and I have many videos on these. But Korean sheet masks and Korean products by nature are low in inflammation. Now, #4, the trend for 2024 and beyond is going to be much more at-home devices, at-home treatments, and at-home therapies. So think about microneedling here. Now, let's talk about 3. Derma roller. Derma rollers are good in low depth of penetration. So think 0.25 millimeters. And what you want to do is use derma rollers for absorption of products. If you want to think about microneedling with the pens without energy, microneedling pens are great for not only absorption, but now start thinking collagen induction therapy. I don't like the derma rollers that go too deep because they roll. I don't like how they produce an opening in the skin that's more V-shaped versus the collagen induction therapy of the pen. Switch to a pen if you're going deeper. That's the key. You need perfect levels because the skin beneath the eye is much thinner than the lateral cheeks. You have to be well versed. I have videos on microneedling, but that's the derma roller and the pen. And don't forget microneedling with energy. Most people are going to get this in a clinic now, but RF microneedling done to remove facial fat in some areas. It will still tighten that skin, but also you don't want to remove your upper facial fat. So if you're getting RF microneedling in a clinic, in an upper face, you want to watch my videos on that so you get the right depth of penetration, the right energy. I typically don't do microneedling in the forehead. I will do it along the cheeks where the dermis is thicker, but obviously I do a lot of this, and every patient's going to have different settings. You're going to have different settings, and you need to have a device that works well. So see a quality provider. If you're doing these at home, a lot of times it's a little much for the home gamer because you don't have any preceding treatments that you've done to other people to know what your setting should be. So you're N=1 here. And if you get it right, you're okay. If you get it wrong, you're botched. And when you lose facial fat in the upper face, it's very tough. You need to see a provider to get it back with biostimulators like PRF. And the problem is you can get occlusions, blindness, and other issues. So it ends up being you have to get this fixed in a clinic that specializes in facial fat restoration. But those are 3 great things to think about. Derma roller, collagen induction microneedling with a good slip like PRF or a great sterile hyaluronic acid, and RF microneedling with energy, and be cautious on that one. Now, number 5 is a big one, and this is trending in 2023, and it will be in 2024, 25, and beyond, and that is biostimulators. Biostimulators this year were up 40%, a whopping 40%. Fillers were down, biostimulators up. What am I talking about? Well, you might know polynucleotides, you might know exosomes. We'll put those two in this category as well. All natural would be platelet-rich fibrin. You might know PRP. PRF, which is platelet-rich fibrin, is the new form of PRP. It's more pure, it works much better. There's no drug additives like PRP has in it. And then you want to think about injectables like Sculptra or Hyperdilute Radiesse. Now, I have videos on all those things, so all you have to do is go into Google or YouTube and you want to type into the search bar Rajani and whatever you want to know. Exosomes, polynucleotides, Sculptra, of course, PRF, and my videos will come up so you can educate on that. But the key here is these things help build your fat pads, they help thicken your dermis, and that's proven and studied, and they help give you glow, all kind of with a more natural slant because they're not fillers, they're in your body for a period of time, they elicit a response, and they're gone. And people love that about them. So biostimulators are trending and people use them and they work very, very well. At this point in time, you're going to want to go to my site, QuizMD. When you're over there, in under 5 minutes, you're going to know a skincare routine for your skin as I would tell my patients in my clinic if they were in front of me, and you'll get the answers for your skincare routine. Whether you're using my products or other products, you'll gain great insight into what you should be using for your skin to get the best results. You're now going to want to watch this video on your ultimate, very inexpensive skincare hack for glass skin at home. You're going to love that video. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.